It's Nail! Thank goodness that means everything's all right!
Who's the spitting image of Piccolo?
Oh shit, was that racist?
Hey, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know there are two things in Dragon Ball that I can never get enough of. The side characters and the movies. There's just something special about stepping outside the main story into those corners of the universes where new ideas, races, and fragments of magic come to life. These side stories expand the world in ways the main series rarely has time for. And ever since Dragon Ball Super Broly showed us that a fan-favorite movie villain could be reimagined, made deeper, and even placed seamlessly into the timeline, I've had an itch to see the other classics get that same treatment. Older villains giving a new life. And that's exactly what this next custom battle in Sparking Zero delivers. The creator has taken Lord Slug, the evil Namekian who once set his sights on Earth, and completely recontextualizes him. In this version, Slug never bothers with Earth at all. Instead, his gaze turns towards something far more personal, his home world, the planet Namek. The story unfolds during the very beginning of Z, as Raditz first touches down on Earth. Far away, Elder Guru senses disturbance entering Namek's atmosphere. Power that feels strangely familiar, yet filled with malice, a presence that unsettles him to his core. Lord Slug has returned. He's not alone. Along with his men, already planting seeds of corruption onto the planet, he whispers his philosophy of power and control to the Namekians, twisting their loyalty, turning them into sleeper agents who secretly gather the Dragon Balls in his name. And before the warrior clan can rise to stop him, Slug summons Purunga and restores his youth, reviving the terrifying strength of his prime. In that moment, there's only one who can stand in his way, the silent guardian of Namek, Nail. By Elder Guru's side, Nail becomes the last hope to protect his people from being consumed, forced into an army under the banner of an evil Namekian who's returned to claim the planet for himself, enslave his own people, and return to their home world in the Demon Realm, where he will then challenge the Demon King for the throne. There are actually two conflicting versions of Slug's origin, and both give us very different lenses through which we see him. The first, the original version, mirrors the nameless Namekian's journey. As the story goes, baby Slug was sent away from Namek during the Great Cataclysm, landing on what eventually became known as Planet Slug. But unlike most of his kind, he carried a rare mutation from birth, one that made him purely evil. His darkness combined with his power branded him as a Super Namekian. But then there's the Funimation take, and personally I think it makes for a much more richer story here. In this telling, Slug wasn't an outcast infant saved from disaster. He was once part of the original Namek, living among his people long before the Cataclysm. Alongside others, he unlocked a higher state of consciousness, becoming what they called Super Nameks. But power corrupts, and instead of guiding their race, these Super Nameks became intoxicated by their strength, using their gifts for dominance, behaving not unlike the Saiyans we know so well. The legend says the Dragon Balls themselves were used to banish these corrupted Namekians, most likely led by Guru and his other peers, exiling them as nomads who wandered from world to world, taking what they wanted until nothing remained. And when you frame the story this way, the contrast with Nail becomes even sharper. Nail is everything Slug isn't. He's heroic, he's honorable, he's selfless. Where Slug twists his power for control, Nail dedicated his life to protect his people. He throws himself into battle without hesitation, even against forces like Frieza, knowing full well what it would cost him. It paints their conflict here in the custom battle as more than just a fight between these two strong Namekians. It's a clash of ideals, corrupted power versus power dedicated to others.
And there's nothing left for me to do but stay by his side and protect him for as long as I can.
So
来るがいい。今日は特別に遊んでやる。わしに戦いを挑んでくるとはあまり頭がいいとは言えんな。まだ半分の力も出しておらんのだがな。
殺しはしない。生かしておいてやる。これ以上続けるのであれば容赦はせんぞ。
いい運動になったわい。お前と同化すればわしの野望は達成される。
Throughout the battle itself, Slug is framed like a true boss fight, and while Nail and Slug don't play too differently mechanically, it's the capsules exclusive to this mode that really elevate the experience. They add a layer of drama that standard matches don't have. Now, I'll admit, I do wish the AI had a little bit more bite to it, but thanks to the modding community, I was able to give myself exactly that. By equipping Slug with a raid boss capsule, I turned this match into something more brutal. Embarrassingly, I ended up sinking way too much time into this fight. But that's exactly what made it memorable for me. Suddenly, Slug wasn't just another enemy, he felt like the monster he was meant to be. And he never let me forget it. Mid-battle, he constantly gloats, throwing around his superiority, flaunting the idea that no other Namekian could ever hope to stand up against him. In some moments, he even goes as far as slaughtering the Namekian villagers nearby just to make a point. These moments raise the stakes, they enrage Nail, and with Guru's voice echoing words of wisdom, giving him the strength and recognition he needs, Nail rallies and drives Slug into a corner. For the first time, the self-proclaimed Super Namekian feels feared. The villains never fall so easily. In desperation, Slug unleashes his hidden power, growing into a towering giant. Second phase hits you with a curveball. Suddenly all your skills are stripped away and you can't land a single hit on Slug. The only option you have here is to run. Every attack he throws out is a potential one-shot, so the entire phase becomes that desperate game of survival where you're just waiting for the timer to run out. It's frustrating, it's stressful, but it's great. It sells the idea that Nail's completely outmatched here. And then when it feels hopeless, the third and final phase begins. And just as he's about to be finished, a group of Namekian warriors intervene, blinding Slug long enough to pull Nail away. It's here under Guru's guidance that the story takes its most powerful turn. Guru reveals the knowledge of Namekian fusion, and the warriors offer their strength to Nail. With their lives, their energy, and the weight of their planet's future resting on his shoulders, Nail is reborn. What follows is the battle's crescendo. Nail charges back into the fray, every ounce of his being burning with purpose. The two clash one final time in a devastating beam struggle, and against the odds, it's Nail who stands victorious, while Guru restores the Dragon Balls to the original state just like Neva did in Daima, bringing back all the fallen brothers who given their strength for this moment. The planet celebrates their victory, but Guru's expression tells a different story, for in the distance he senses an even greater darkness yet to come. It's a great custom battle. It takes a movie villain lost to time and places him meaningfully in the timeline. It lets a side character, someone like Nail, who was important in the Namek saga, stand in the spotlight. Dragon Ball is a universe filled with countless untold stories, little time skips and corners of lore just waiting to be explored, and with the right framing, these villains don't need to worry about power creep or continuity headaches. They can simply exist as part of a larger tapestry. But what about you? Would you want to see these kind of spin-off stories brought into Dragon Ball? Villains reimagined, side characters pushed to the forefront, or do you feel like Dragon Ball movie only works when Goku's at the center? Either way, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you have your own custom battle you want to share, drop your code down below and I'll take a look at it. Until next time, peace.